Good morning, guys. This one's going to be a little bit unusual. All right, but today I'm not really going to be doing the live analysis, okay? But instead, I'll just make this recording and drop it out here for you guys to see, okay? So this is going to be trade breakdowns, more like not really trade breakdowns, more like an analysis on Monday, okay? Instead of a normal live analysis. All right. So let us cut everything and just get back into it, right? First of all, we're going to the Forex Factory, all right? And please, if you're not following me, make sure you're following me and drop a like. Thank you very much. Okay, so first off, we look at the calendar. We have to do that every single time we want to get into the charts. Okay. So starting off on Monday, we don't have anything, so it's going to be a very slow day. I think experiencing that already. On Tuesday, we do have USD core retail sales and the retail sales. Okay, that's for the USD alone. All right. On Wednesday, we have JPY bank holiday. Okay, Japan is going to bank holiday, so Japanese yen pairs will probably be less volatile that day. We also have the non-farm employment change and unemployment rate for the US, okay, by 2:30. This is West African time, by the way. On Thursday, we have 8 a.m. We have the GDP for the Great Britain, right? And by 2:30, we have unemployment claims, right, for the USD. On Friday, we have CPI for Swiss franc. And by 2:30, we have the core CPI month over month, and CPI year over year for the US. Okay, so these are the key events that we have to watch out for this week. Normally I like to trade when there's news because there's more volatility, there's more opportunities, and all of that. Okay, continuing. Let's go back into the charts and see what we have ahead for the week or for the day. All right. So let us look into JVP, JPY. All right. We're going to look into it from the weekly time frame, and then we narrow down all the way down to the daily. All right. So as of now, we close with a bullish candle, so we'll likely close bullish once again, but we have to watch out for that. Okay. We are indeed closing bullish for the week, then we need to have some bullish opportunities, right? We go down to the daily time frame. What do we get? We had the bullish candle here. Okay. Um, so far so good. What I'm seeing is that we had a little sweep around here. Prices moving up, but didn't break any highs here. So there's a little bit of liquidity sweep. I'm not really counting that yet. Price going back down, touch this other block, and then started moving up, right? So we had the sweep of the daily candle. All right, this was the sweep here. Okay, so if you're indeed going up, then I would want to see some sort of setup inside this area here. Okay, going down to the 4 time frames, what do we get from there? Okay, if you go down to the 4 hours, we begin to see more of what price was trying to show us around here. Okay, earlier last week on Friday, I think it was on Friday, right? No. Was it on Friday? I think it was on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday through Friday. Price came around here. This was actually a place where I had my orders on. Okay, I had a another block here. Okay, price came back there, mitigated it, and now it's moving up, right? So it seems like price is trying to come back down once again, test waters, okay, see if the strength is actually there or not. So let us look into that and see what you can get. So we have a sweep here, definitely we have a fair value gap around here. All right, but I don't want to be too quick and judgy with all these things. I need to take my time. JPB, JPY is actually very tricky pair, okay? So my main target here is actually this high. So this is going to be my DOL, all right, my drawn liquidity, okay? So let's see if you have any clues about price on the lower time frames, okay? Okay, so on the lower time frames, this is what we have. Let me erase this level gap for now. We have this strip around here, okay, and this was the point where we broke structure, right? This was the break of structure right here. Price went up, came back down again, mitigated this level gap. I think we touched this guy here, which could have been used as another block, and we went up from there, right? So if you're actually coming back down to test waters to see if something's going to hold from there, where would we enter from? Well, uh anything below this 0.5 line, I think is very much okay to me. We have the OT sitting around here, okay, and we do have a inverse family gap here. I would say that this is not a bad place to enter from, okay. Bringing back the Fibonacci, our entry will just be around here at the top, and then we'll see how we go from there. So basically, we would use the inverse family gap from around here. Our stop loss would be around this place, and then for take profits, we could enter here for a 1:3.9. Let's just elongate it a little bit and make it a 1:4. Okay, so this gives us a 1:4 on GJ. So let us have that there in mind. Okay, we do have some equal lows being formed currently, so definitely we do have some liquidity building up around here. Okay, for EU, I had this trade idea on EU that I got kind of disappointed that's not playing out. Okay, let's go down to the weekly. All right, so on the weekly time frame, I was believing that the price was actually supposed to, like, return down a little bit more. Even if you want to use this whole range here, we see that this whole thing now is going to be like what? I expect price to come like down to this area a little bit, but that did not happen. Okay. As you can see, my OTE is here, which I plan to use as my order block on the daily time frame. All right. Well, but that's actually not happening currently. Okay, we also have a little favor gap here, so we could actually react to this favor gap, and then we see price going lower once again. Okay, so the idea is be something like this: touches the favor gap, comes back here, forms a reversal model, and then we go up from there. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting. We go down to the 4 hour time frame, we can further refine our POI to this particular candle here. All right, and I believe that there's going to be some sort of reversal in this area. Okay, when price gets there, we have a breakout structure here. All right, this is breakout structure. We broke once again around here. This is the second break, and then we have a liquidity sweep. We don't have another breakout structure, it's a liquidity sweep instead. This is what we get. Okay, so 2 breaks and 1 liquidity sweep. So I'm expecting price to come back up around here. This is going to be liquidity for me. Okay, endorsement liquidity. Why? Because we left POIs here without coming back to mitigate them. So I would expect them to be mitigated later on. Okay, so yeah, this is what I'm working with right now. Liquidity here. What do we have? What do we have now? On the 2 hour time frame, our favorite gap basically disappears and forms itself around here. It could be the price is coming up to this level. Okay, but then once again, something that I want to note is that we do have this lonely candle around here, the last up close candle before the break of structure that left the favorite gap around here. So that could actually be validated as an order block as well. For that, I want to know if that's actually valid. When if Fibonacci top to down, let us see what we get. Okay, so the entry, the OTE would be around here. Actually, this would be the optimal entry, right? Which is standing at the 2 hours favorable gap. Okay, still inside the 4 hour favorable gap. So to me, it's actually valid. It's a way of like refining my trade, right? So we look into it. This is what we get. Okay. What else? 1 hour time frame. In the 1 hour time frame, that favorable gap is still there. All right. So I believe that favorable gap is actually very valid. Okay, in case price keeps going in, I think I'll just keep my stop loss around here just to be safe. Okay, originally, whenever I'm using my favorite gap, okay, I like to just keep it simple. So keeping it simple would mean that this will be my entry. My stop loss is going to be the candle before the favorite gap was formed, or the first candle of the favorite gap, okay, which will be this. My take profit is going to be that other block on the daily time frame, right? So this is my other block, and then we have some lows left behind around here. Then this here would actually be my point of interest. So this would be my DOL, and this is going to give me a 1:8. Okay, so this is basically what I could expect from this trade. Now, if I want to keep it safe, because at this point this is a little bit risky, I would increase my stop loss to around here. Okay, this is going to be 1:4, but at least I know that I'm safe from here. Okay, this is going to be the liquidity sweep, reversal in price. In case price decides to use this other block here, I think you actually have some space to breathe, right? So yeah, I have this on EU right now. Let me place an alert around here so that whenever price goes there, I'll be alerted about it and I'll be able to carry the move down. That reminds me, I had not set an alert for GJ, right? Yeah, I did. So we have this here. Next up on the list, we have gold. Let us see what gold is trying to give us this week. So on the weekly, gold has been kind of um unusual, all right? But then let's look into something here. We have already got here followed by a down close candle. So basically, this could actually be another block on the weekly time frame, all right? So that is as another block. Switch down to the daily. We can see there. I think last week I marked this out here as a possible order block. Price touched it. Okay, we have the sweep around here, so this whole area would have been where I'll be buying from, but the stop loss there was actually crazy. Okay, but anyways, I'm still very much bullish on gold. Okay, I was expecting price to come back down, so I believe that there's going to be some sort of key level around here that price will be working with. Likely came to touch a key level around there. I think it's a V key level, be an A key level. I don't really get all that yet, but eventually we're going to get there. So we have this here, this key level around here. Okay, so I'm still expecting gold to move up. We swept the daily low from the previous candle. All right, so move down to the 4 hours time frame. Let us see what we can get from there. So these are the key levels that we had around here, and I don't think we actually swept that place. Well, the low was definitely swept, but then let us look into it in another dimension. Okay, let's get back to the more ICT that I'm already doing. Forget about that key level there. We have a fair value gap here that was respected, or in the other way around, we could actually see another block here that was still respected. All right, either ways, price was actually respected this area here. We also have this breakout structure around here. So to me, gold is still bullish. Okay, we should be seeing gold going all the way up to new all-time highs, or at least until this particular high around here. Okay, so I would want to know where price is coming to next, like where's our next point of entry. Okay, because we don't have a point of entry right now. The 2 hours time frame, the fair value gap is still there basically. On the 1 hour time frame, fair value gap is still there, but then this time around we actually see it as another block here. So I feel like it was the other block actually. Remember, this is gold. Gold usually likes to use the other block more than fair value gaps. No biggie. Anyways, other block there. I think we do have a key level around this area, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, something like that. So there's a key level around here. So price could actually come back there, touch it, and then go back up, right? So probably I'll be waiting for that to happen. But the problem now is that I don't really have any trade ideas. So what I'm going to wait for is that I'm going to wait to see if price comes back to this area, forms a reversal model here, and then goes up from there. Okay, I feel like that's going to be the safe bet there. Yeah, so I'm going to be waiting for gold to do that. Right, key level should be here. Yeah, this area. So yeah, this is what I'm planning for gold currently. I don't have any other ideas on what to play out. So I feel like every other thing has already played out just fine. So we don't have a setup, we just have a trade idea. For silver, I think silver should be the same plan, right? So what happened on silver? Silver is basically following gold back to back, but then it doesn't really have much of a limit. Okay, so we'll see a major sweep around here. We don't have a sweep, but it's kind of like a sweep, right? It's very close here. It's not a major displacement. Okay, I would have loved to see price breaking above this high here before we can go to the bullish side. But I think we just have to work with what we're given. Okay, so this is the sweep around here. This is equal lows here. This is equal lows. We swept equal lows around here. Alright, we are definitely coming above this candle. So this is a minor break of structure around here. I need to see a major displacement so that I can see it as a good break of structure. Alright, since it's flowing gold, then I'm just going to sit back and observe. So after that, we look into SP 500. Alright, SP 500, what do we get? Well, weekly time frame. We have a sweep on the weekly. I believe price is bullish, but then I don't know. Price has been acting very weird lately. I mean, like, look at this. We have this jagged up price action around here, and it's not making any sense. Okay, so I'm going to be, just to be wary of it. Okay, but then if you look at it, we do have a little um sweep, right? And then we do have a break of structure around here. So if this is my break of structure, where could I use as a key level, as a place where I could take a trade from? Well, I would say that I could use this candle here as another block, but then that needs to be validated from the lower time frame, right? So the breakout structure is still there on the 4 time frame. The sweep is still there as well. Oh, currently I don't really see much here, to be honest with you guys. So I'll probably just jump down to NAS and see if we have something or any more clues about what is happening. Um, let's check the weekly. The weekly is basically the same thing. Okay, we have a sweep here, but we don't have a break of structure, right? Daily, we don't really have much here, but we have a break of structure to the downside. It's in the place where we'll be looking to enter from. But then, we have a little. I think this is that's the Fibonacci gap there, right? That's the Fibonacci gap just here. So I think I would wait for today's candle close. If we can have a candle close below this Fibonacci gap, then for sure we're going to see lower prices as the week comes on. All right. So we would be aiming to this low around here if that's the case. But I need to see that we close below the 50% of this Fibonacci gap. Okay. Likely, as a bearish pin bar, that would trigger a CRT or whatever you guys call it. I don't vibe with CRT traders like that, but to me that's a liquidity sweep or a turtle soup, whichever one you prefer to call. Although the lower time frame doesn't really show that. Okay. This is a break of structure, right? So we have a break of structure here. So this whole thing here is a structure. We have this high to this low is a whole structure there. Okay. So I would assume that this could be a fair value gap here on the 4 time frame. Price is in it, then we should be cool with it. Should be. Fair value gap here. We use that fair value gap on the 1 hour time frame. Should we? I think we should refine it to the 1 hour. But then I don't have any sell buyers here, like a confirmed sell buyers. It's not yet. We don't have any broken lows. So it's just an idea for now. Okay. So I get an actual setup. Then for J40, I've already missed the setup, so there's nothing I can do again. All I can hope for is for this price to come back down again, possibly sweep these two highs, this one and this one here, and then start going back down again. So besides that, I don't really have any other thing again on the charts. So there is that. For the XY, let's just analyze the XY. This is going to be the last thing I'm going to do. All right. I need to move on with my day. I need to do a lot of things today. So we do have the sweep here, up close candle again. They're likely bullish still. All right. So you're just coming back down to probably look into some POIs, I would say that this could be one of them, this family gap here. So who knows, maybe we can actually come back down to this place and then continue moving up. Okay, main area I actually want to sell from is actually here. So if that's the case, kind of like rhyme to what EU is trying to do. Okay, so let us keep watch for that. Okay, because if that's the case, then on the 4 hours of the 2 hour time frames, you're going to see that same heavily gap, I think, which is this one or this one around here. Right, it's going to get back there, and then we'll move up from there. All right. So yeah, that's what I'm working with right now. Okay, so this is just Monday. It's going to be a slow week. Okay, at least in the beginning. So let us watch out for what price is going to do. Okay. So with this, we come to the end. Please do not forget to subscribe and drop a like. Tell me what's your best pair in the comments, and I'll see you guys again on Wednesday.